It is faith that emancipates the person. It is faith that unfolds the unbounded greatness of the soul. It is faith that removes the veil of mystery and reveals to man that wonderful world, that limitless world, that divinely beautiful world that is within. Faith is that something in man that transcends every form of limitation and opens the mind to the limitless powers of the soul. Faith has been the secret through which all miracles have been wrought. There is a faith that is faith. There is a faith that can do all things. There is a faith that moves mountains, whatever those mountains may be. There is a faith that rises above every obstacle in the world and reaches the greatest heights that the mind of man may have in view. When this faith is attained, all the ills of human life must take their departure. When this faith is attained, every form of poverty must vanish, never to appear again. When this faith is attained, every wrong will be righted, the crooked paths made straight, and every wish of the heart satisfied. This faith is a living faith. It is a faith that works, not a faith that simply consoles. It is not a faith that merely believes things, but a faith that does things. Faith is not mere belief. Neither is it a doctrine about anything that was, is, or is to be. Faith and belief have nothing in common. They are as different as darkness and light. Belief is human. Faith is more than human. Belief knows nothing. Faith knows everything. The true faith is a spiritual state of mind, a state of mind that is very deep, very high, and beautiful beyond description. It is a state of mind that knows, and it knows, because to be in faith is to be upon the mountaintop of intelligence, wisdom, and illumination. The innumerable kingdoms of the great within are known to faith. Faith knows everything that is high, everything that is perfect, everything that is limitless, everything that is supreme. Faith knows because it has seen with the eyes of the spiritual vision. Faith is an attitude of mind that turns the superior sense of man towards the inner, the hidden, the unseen, the great beyond, and takes consciousness into those finer realms where everything is perfect and far more real than that which appears to visible sight. Faith demonstrates that the inner world is far more substantial than the outer world, and that the farther we proceed into the great within, the more substantial, the more real, the more perfect, and the more beautiful everything becomes. One of the principal functions of faith is to enter the boundless and awaken the great within. And since all increase in life, power, and ability comes from the awakening of a larger and a larger measure of the within, we understand perfectly why all things are possible to him who has faith. There is a life within that has no limit. It is the life more abundant, the life that every awakened mind has sought with heart and soul. It is the life from which all great things proceed, the source of everything that has real value and high worth. Faith opens the mind to the influx of limitless life, and every atom in one's being becomes filled with this life. Faith does not dwell apart from things, but works through things, giving to all things an abundance of the unbounded power from within. Faith does not work apart from intellect, but gives soul to intellect, illumines the intellect with higher wisdom, inspires the intellect with greater possibility, permeates the intellect with a power that mind can never measure. By entering this superior state of mind, one will live perpetually in the light, and thereby eliminate all mistakes from daily existence. And he who enters faith enters this superior, illumined state. The love that loves everything with real love also comes from the wonderful within. Likewise, purity, virtue, kindness, harmony, joy, and the peace that passeth understanding. All of these may be obtained in boundless supply through the living of life and faith. Every form of health and wholeness, and all perfect conditions of mind or body have their origin in the within. Whatever we may require for attainment, advancement, or the enlargement of life, we may secure from the great within, and since faith is the royal path to this marvelous realm, we understand again why all things are possible to him who has faith. One can increase its power without end, and as the power of faith is increased, by having more faith, the expression of life will increase, and everything that comes from life will increase. The life of man is large or small in proportion to his faith, because it is through faith that he touches the source of life and receives life. All the attainments and achievements of man are large or small in proportion to his faith. You can do anything while you are absolutely in faith, because while you are in faith, you are in a world where unlimited power is at your command. There is a world of limitless power. That world is within us and all about us, but in ordinary consciousness we are not aware of its existence. The fact that we live and move and have our being in a world of unlimited power, that we can become conscious of this world through faith, and thereby place unlimited power at our command, the fact that this is the truth is a fact so extraordinary, so far-reaching, and so enormously important that it should be proclaimed with a loud voice to all the world. and not a single soul should live another day without hearing this wonderful message proclaimed. To live in faith is to live a larger and a greater life perpetually, because it is the nature of faith to enlarge, expand, and develop everything that pertains to the mental and spiritual life. The fathomless depths and the immeasurable heights contain worlds within worlds, all real, all substantial, all perfectly safe for mind to enter and explore. Every faculty of the mind can be enlarged and expanded indefinitely. There is no end to the possibility that may be unfolded and developed through the enlargement of the various faculties of the outer mind. Even the physical senses may expand their spheres of action far beyond the widest stretches of the imagination. Faith expands consciousness. In fact, it is only through faith that consciousness may be expanded. Do not simply speak the word of truth, but have faith in the truth, and the truth shall make you free. We must have faith before we can become conscious of the new, the larger, the better, the higher. The spirit of things is very evident when we realize that it is faith alone that goes out upon the seeming void. It is faith alone that breaks bounds and demonstrates the existence of a greater life. It is faith that takes the first step forward always. But wherever faith may go, consciousness invariably follows. To awaken the great within and develop the unlimited possibilities that are latent within us, faith is the hidden secret. No soul unfoldment or spiritual development is possible without faith. To have faith is to open the entire human personality to the coming of those higher powers of the soul that have healing on their wings. No disease can remain in the system after these higher spiritual forces have come forth into mind and body. And whenever the real, interior faith is entered into, these forces are awakened with all their purity and power. When disease threatens, have faith, and have faith in faith. Feel the very soul of faith in every atom of your being, and the healing power of the soul will fill your system through and through. Faith is the hidden secret to the power that can do all things. Therefore, to have faith in faith is to enter the hidden life of that power. The attitude of faith elevates mind above all confusion, doubt, fear, uncertainty, and limitations, and actually illumines the entire mental domain. He who lives in faith will not only increase his ability and the power that does things, but will also acquire that rare and most excellent faculty of doing the right thing at the right time. Faith does develop higher mental insight, thus giving mind the power to act with real wisdom, keen judgment, and superior understanding. To enter faith is to gain possession of the highest truth about everything. Faith ignores all the limitations of objective intelligence and enters the larger mental world of superior intelligence. As we grow in faith, the finer creative energies increase in power. Because the more faith we have, the more power we receive from within. We thereby promote the development of talent, genius, and rare ability on an ever-increasing scale. Since faith always promotes the ascension of consciousness, superior mental quality will invariably follow the attainment of faith. When we exercise faith, all doubt, all fear, and all anxiety are absent. Faith never pays any attention to appearances. Faith has information from a higher source. Faith knows that all things are possible now, because to be in faith is to be in that power that can do all things now. The principal reason why faith sometimes fails is because we exercise faith in some things while we have doubts about others. It is the faith that has faith in all things and at all times that is real faith, and it is the faith that has faith in the full faith that makes all things possible. Have faith in yourself and you will always be at your best. You will constantly express the best that exists in your conscious nature, and your work will be the result of your greatest capacity and highest efficiency. The power of faith is invincible. Faith is in touch with the world of unbounded power, therefore can do all things. To be in this state is not only supreme joy, but it is to be in a state of superior wisdom, superior ability, and superior power. Faith enlarges all the faculties and spheres of action in the mind of man, and expands consciousness to such an extent that it perpetually breaks bounds and penetrates even those realms that objective man has never known. Faith believes because faith knows. Faith lives in the Spirit, and knows that anything that man may ask for is already in store for him. Have no fear to begin any good work. No matter how great and extensive it may be, all the essentials will be supplied. Your prayers will be answered if uttered in the spirit of faith.